Janae, good morning from Marshalltown, a town with a population of just between 27 and 28,000 people, but the streets silent this morning, less than 13 hours after that tornado touchdown. This is part of the site. So many pieces of shrapnel, whether it's wood, metal, brick, and as you see behind me, the Marshall County Courthouse, where there's a tarp now over the top of the building after part of it broke off and lays in the courtyard. You see right below it trees, giant trees broken, and for the rest of downtown, the only power right now, these spotlights that were brought in. You hear the generator probably in the background. That's providing the only power here. We do know Alliant customers, there are more than 6,000 still in the Marshalltown area without power at last check. And again, in a community of 27, 28,000 people, a good 20% of the population are in terms of Alliant customers still without power. We'll give you a look down here again at downtown. Again, media crews all over, but you see a building here. Complete third floor is gone. The second floor gutted. The first floor dealing with damage as well. And a powerful image there of the American flag standing in the rubble as the citizens of Marshalltown here hopefully getting some semblance of rest over the last few hours to now wake up and begin cleanup efforts. Well, good morning, Janae. Drizzle actually just started falling in the last probably 8 or 9 minutes here in downtown Marshalltown, where you see behind me the devastation, a word that we throw around a lot in today's day and age, but this is truly what devastation is. These bricks laying off a 3-story building right here at the corner in downtown. A powerful image right behind me, though, the American flag sticking out of the rubble, an image of perseverance, a powerful image of perseverance here, as again, people about 13 and a half hours clear of the first warning of those tornadoes coming yesterday, now are starting to wake up, starting to figure out what is next for this community of about 27,000 people. Part of that property cleanup, obviously, the devastation of the Marshall County Courthouse, where part of the top of the building broke off there. I want to show you this, though. We just stumbled on this a couple minutes ago. This N off of a sign. There's a Chinese restaurant just on the other side of the street here. It appears that this is off of that. So picking up the pieces, literally, figuratively, metaphorically, so much work that needs to be done that will be starting this morning here in Marshalltown. Of course, we'll be here getting the latest on numbers of people without power. We do know, according to Alliant Energy, more than 7,000 people, or about 7,000 people, still without power. The good news, again, we keep driving it home, no fatalities, borderline miraculous considering the damage we are seeing. But we'll continue to report live here from Marshalltown throughout the morning on CBS 2, and of course starting at 7 a.m. on Fox 28 Morning Live. For now, though, we are live in Marshalltown. Mitch Fick, CBS 2 News. It's still devastation, Janae, and that's the new reality here, a very raw reality in downtown Marshalltown, where they're 15 and a half, 16 hours removed from that warning initially hitting, still very raw and fresh wounds around it. You see behind me, this is the side of Klein photo near the corner of State and Center. Entire pieces of building that are just down. You see under this rubble several cars. We're seeing this so much in the downtown area that have just had windows bashed in, bricks laying on top of them. Just every street corner has been touched and just beaten by the storm that came through yesterday. Again, it seems miraculous at this point that there haven't been any fatalities. Of course, 17 total injuries throughout central Iowa caused by these tornadoes that touched down. Now, of course, it's not just families and homes that are picking up, but also businesses, some that have been here for decades, some more than a century. I talked with the owner of Willard's Furs and Fashions. They are 5th generation owners now. They have been down on Main Street for more than 154 years. They gave us a tour of their facility. The owner, Jonathan Hull, was inside when the tornado came through downtown. He recapped just what that event was like yesterday, just a few hours ago.
I was upstairs. I was watching the west, and it looked like the Wizard of Oz tornado, just debris going everywhere. And I was on the phone with my wife, and I said, I got to get out of here. I said, I'm heading to the fur vault, and got down here, and then the power went out, so I'm in here in the dark, and I can hear the buildings collapsing, the one across the, and I thought, what's mine going to look like? I just, it was just.
How long were you down here?
Probably no more than 5 minutes, 10 minutes. And then when I thought things were settled down, I, went back upstairs and
what'd you see?
Just devastation that I've never seen before.
And now we're starting to see people like Jonathan file out into downtown, walking around, just taking a bit of inventory of what is left and really where to start, as the cleanup does start immediately here in downtown Marshalltown, because there is, as you can see, just every square inch of downtown throughout these streets. We haven't even been to neighborhoods yet, but we'll be getting there here in the next few minutes, of just what work needs to be done. We do know that there are crews, the electrical crews right behind us, that are working right now. We do know at last check, Alliance says there are still 7,000 customers without power in the Marshalltown area. And again, this is a community of 27, maybe 28,000 people, so a massive chunk of the community waking up without power. But the sun is up, there is light now shining on the devastation here. And again, the cleanup is really just in its infancy, but we'll continue to be covering it throughout the day here, not just on Fox 28, but of course over on our sister station, CBS 2. For now, we are live in Marshalltown. Mitch Fick, Fox 28 News. And as we look around downtown Marshalltown here at the corner of Center and Main, where street signs are down, street lights, the lamps have been pulled down. You can see wires dangling from some of those posts, windows blown out, bricks scattered everywhere, signs that have been torn down, trees, debris everywhere, everything from wood, glass as you look down Main Street has been everywhere. This building right here in front of us, this brick building, you might be able to see on the top of the second floor, it says 1860. That's when that building was initially built. We've been told by some people around here that there were fires in the early 1900s, that they had to rebuild then over that. They did not know that 1860 sign was under that brick until this morning as the sun began to rise and they were able to see that. Janae, from the decades-old businesses here on Main Street in downtown Marshalltown to the homes in the surrounding blocks, it really seems, as we've taken a tour around town, that there have been very few spots that have been left unscathed after last night.
It's just going to be 1 minute at a time here.
Willard's Furs and Fashion on West Main Street has helped clothe this community for 154 years. Jonathan Hull is the fifth-generation owner, spending his morning shoveling glass in front of the shop after taking shelter in the basement just hours before.
I was watching the west and it looked like the Wizard of Oz. Tornado, just debris going everywhere. Got down here and then the power went out, so I'm in here in the dark and I can hear the buildings collapsing, the one across the, and I thought, what's mine going to look like? When I thought things were settled down, I, went back upstairs and
what'd you see?
Just devastation that I've never seen before.
There used to be a bedroom right here. This is the doorway you could walk in.
Jared Steckley and his girlfriend moved into this home on Fremont Street 4 months ago.
Our dog ran upstairs, so I took off running up this way. And right when I got to here to grab him, this whole roof collapsed straight down on top of me. And then I lost sight of him because all this was flying up in the air.
Luckily, everyone, including the couple's 2 dogs, got to the basement unharmed.
What was the plan 4 months ago when you guys moved in? Was this going to be?
It's gonna be our fixer-upper house. Make it our home. We had a lot of plans. She wanted to. She was, this whole week, she was talking about redoing the floors and repainting everything.
A lifetime of plans shattered in seconds.
Probably 1 minute. All this happened in 1 minute.
Now, just talking with Jared and Jonathan and really everybody that we ran into over the last few hours here. We've been here since about 20 to 5 this morning. Everyone we have talked to, even dealing with their own devastation, has been so grateful to hear that there have been no fatalities and the injuries have been, in the grand scheme, minimal. Governor Kim Reynolds will be in Marshalltown here in the next 2 hours, set to arrive at 2 p.m. to tour the damage for herself. We're live in Marshalltown this noon hour. Mitch Fick, CBS 2 News.